Greetings all, Vanna here for the water signs weekend message. Alright, so the Knight of Wands is coming in for you straight away, and I feel this is giving a lot of fuel for your passion and your focus right now. And I absolutely love that, because looking at the dice, this is the focus of your direction. And I feel like it is a refocusing after a massive trial or situation. And I know we just went through Thanksgiving, so energetically there is a lot that is just like worked up for this big event, and now there's like this recovery period. And in this recovery period, I'm looking at the reverse luminous warrior in the curse that came out for Cancers and Scorpios here. And what this is carrying is the message that there is a karmic shift happening in our world right now, and the reactions that you are having is reflective of the energy that you will be bringing in. And so with this cycle coming to an end and restarting, because I have already felt like the old cycle has ended, at least for myself personally, and we in the beginning of the new cycle. And so that it is so important in that time when things are currently being delivered and carried in, that you remember energetically what you are carrying. And with this luminous warrior in reverse here, it is asking us to put the sword down before we have that knee-jerk reaction. Like I was saying, we have the Knight of Wands, not a sword, not something that is inherently thought to be a weapon of harm. It's something more of building, because where you have been has been a very frustrating and limiting place. I mean, the Eight of Swords is not a fun card to experience, but this is where we have been. A blocking, limiting mindset, or a fear-based mindset, something that was inherently taught to us by our parents, that we have to do something, that it has to look like something. And the Page of Pentacles is here because you are being asked to let go of that seed, that world that it was, because it was cumbersome and toxic with the Ten of Wands and the Lovers. Soul retrieval for Pisces here. You are being asked to release yourself from the reactions or outcomes of this past situation, whatever it was. It is not the time for you to fight. It is not the time for you to quit back or bite back with words. What is best for you right now, my water signs, is to get the internal direction of where it is that you actually want to go, because this soul retrieval, you're coming back to yourself in a deeper way, and way where you can really love yourself. Like the old life that you had lived, where you carried this hurt every single day, where this was an identifying factor, like, hello, my name is childhood trauma, and I identify as writhing pain. That's not who you are anymore. And there will be people around who are grieving, who are upset, because you were king in their world. You were queen in their world. And not because you were incredible, but because you fixed everything. You made everything so much better. But Eight of Cups in reverse, it was not where you were meant to be. And you stayed there far too long. It prevented your metamorphosis. It prevented you from growing because of how distracted you were, because of how much was calling you in every different direction. It's like the moment you had for yourself, there was someone else that had another problem. There was someone else that had another thing. And it built up this seed of resentment inside of you that would sometimes explode out in a in a emotionally aggravated or tense situation, it might have an explosive reaction, but that's only because you've had to hold it all inside and you weren't allowed to express yourself. You have the boar and pumpkin confidence coming out. Confidence is very important when it comes to expressing yourself in any way, whether that is just you dressing the way you want to dress or saying what you need to say. It takes confidence, because you might have to face against people that were expecting a certain reaction from you, that were benefiting from your naivety with innocence and success in reverse. Boundaries, porcupine. You have to lay down boundaries and make it clear that if people do not respect it, they do not deserve to be in your life. And I am sorry, I do not care if it is a blood family person, if it is someone society tells you you should have to get along with, you should try to get along with. They are not in the relationships that you are in. They have not experienced what you have experienced. So they, frankly, do not have a right to say anything on your situation, but also they don't have a right to try to make you sway how it is you're feeling, the decision that you are making. You have to understand, my love, that you deserve to be safe. These boundaries, they're not ridiculous. You're not being an asshole because you want to have a place where you feel safe. You're not being insane or erratic if you're saying, I need you to check yourself before you come at me angry. It's just respect. And there are some people who don't see it the same way. With wisdom in reverse, there are some people who will do anything to pull you back to a situation or a place where you were silent, where you were a pawn or a tool for them. But that's not what we are doing. And like we were saying with the Luminous Warrior, you're not doing any of this to be aggressive or to be an asshole like they may think. You're doing this because you deserve love. You deserve safety. You deserve a place where you feel good, where you are respected, where you're not drained and put into a role of servitude. There are people who are going to be so very angry when you stop doing what you have been doing, but that's on them. They've had plenty of opportunities to learn this themselves, but until you cut them off from your beautiful energy, they will never learn to do it themselves, because it is so much easier when you are guiding them. It is so much easier when you are there filtering through the noise or taking a brunt of the damage. It's so much easier on them, but it's not fair to you. And you've done that for far too long. I feel like you were parentified at a very young age, and it's just carried through so much. And there is like this learned sense of guilt whenever it comes to doing anything for yourself. And I am promising you, my love, you are not wrong for wanting more from your life. Have a beautiful day, my water signs.